All right, I got one last topic today I want to get to, and it's brought to us by Epicor. Every team knows the value of hard work, of taking pride in what you build, and practicing every detail to get the best results. But no one player, no matter how amazing, can do it all alone. Working together makes getting the win easier. At Epicor, the all-stars are the hardworking manufacturers and distributors who create and deliver the things we all need, from aerospace to electrical to medical devices. Epicor ERP solutions are created by industry experts to help make every day easier, from small businesses with big dreams to growing enterprises with global visions. We'll equip you with the right tools to move forward, think ahead, and lead the way. Easier doesn't cut corners. Easier finds the lane. Discover your success at easierwithepicor.com. That is easierwithepicor.com. So over the weekend, the Clippers lost a Game 7 to the Denver Nuggets. And in a group chat with my friends back home, we got into the heated debate of...
This is your home now, Mike.
With my friends from college and where I grew up.
You still call New York home.
I don't.
Home.
You don't?
I stopped doing that recently.
Okay.
My wife
Recently,
and I,
after
it took you
15
10
years.
years.
He's been
well,
here
no,
2.
Yeah, so I'm saying that's what made me think of it, because my wife and I, sometime in the last couple of years, I can't remember exactly what it was, but we had this discussion that we don't call New York home anymore.
No, that's good.
This is
You
my
got
home.
another 8 years,
Yeah.
Mike.
Well, either way, friends from... It could have been here,
Yeah.
honestly. It doesn't really make a difference. With a group chat of close friends of mine, we got into a heated debate of who is the current number one guy on the he can't win the big one debate. Mm-hmm. So we came up... These were
there?
What'd you say?
How is there a debate? It's James Harden. Where's the debate?
Well, Harden was on the list, but we have a couple others. Couple others that we threw out there.
They gave that man an MVP.
I know they did.
I didn't vote for him.
But they did.
I never voted for him.
So if you think Harden's won, that's fine. I'm going to throw out the 6 names that we came up with. If there's more we could add to it. Rory McIlroy was on there until recently. He's been out
all
taken
sports.
off.
Yeah.
I think
All
it's
sports.
just
No,
basketball.
everything.
No, all sports. And this includes
Rory
some coaches.
had won the big one. He hadn't won the Masters.
But he had choked in 2 Masters in the last 10 years.
See, when you say the big one, to me in golf, it's the majors.
Yes.
And
Well-
there are guys that are great golfers that have yet to win a major, and I would put them on the list. But Rory had proven to be quite clutch in some other majors, and those are big ones.
What I found out in this group chat debate was everyone has their own definition of
that's
the
true.
big one. So these were the 6 names that we thought in some order should be in the top 5, and then we have to weasel out the 5th. But if you have any more to add, please feel free to add. In no particular order: Harden, Embiid, Aaron Judge,
Judge was on
Lamar
mine.
Jackson,
Absurd.
Kyle Shanahan, and James Franklin.
Kyle Shanahan's a good
How do you
he's
have a
coach.
baseball player on the list? One baseball player doesn't have enough control of that. That's not fair.
Well,
Let me
no,
ask you a
but
question.
you,
Wait,
when
no,
you
no,
look
no,
at
no,
his
no,
postseason
Jay.
numbers.
Wait, let me counter that.
Okay.
Bull, yes or no question. Has Aaron Judge won the big one?
No,
No.
definitively
Then
no.
he's on the list.
And Mike Trout either.
Well,
and
neither-
Mike Trout.
and I would
Great-
even put Mike Trout ahead of Aaron Judge because Aaron Judge has had moments in the postseason.
Judge's postseason numbers
Mike
are terrible.
Trout can't get to the postseason.
Yeah.
And I
You
know what
can't-
you're saying. You're one of 9, or if you count the starting pitchers,
how much?
14.
But have you done your role? And Aaron Judge hasn't. Not in the
Well,
postseason.
he did against the Guardians last year.
he did in certain series, but not in the Dodgers
Look
series.
What did he do in the Dodger series last year, Judge?
Well, wasn't it Stanton that had the big series?
And it's just, I just don't think it's a fair comparison, because the greatest baseball players have, every great baseball player has had a bad series in the playoffs.
Joe DiMaggio, Ted Williams was the greatest hitter of our time.
Right.
Couldn't get to the World
Right.
Series because of the
I
Yankees.
mean, that's crazy.
Aaron Judge in the playoff career is a 205 batting average.
yeah,
Bingo.
that stands out.
He hit 222 in the World Series, Bull.
How many home runs though?
In the World Series?
Yeah.
1 home run, 3 RBIs.
Yeah, he belongs on the list.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
he does belong on the
If
list.
he was
I
hitting
would put-
400
I would
with 6
actually-
homers, I wouldn't put him on
I
the
would
list.
actually put Mike Trout ahead of that because remember, for a portion
But
of
Mike
Mike Trout's career,
Yeah.
he was also playing with Albert Pujols.
I know, but he...
and then he
and
was
Shohei.
playing with Shohei Ohtani.
Wait, but Pujols was mostly shot with the Angels after the first year or two.
Mostly, yes, but he was still a
But
really good
Trout,
player.
But see, I wouldn't put Trout on the list at all because he never even played in the
Agreed.
playoffs.
And
That's
that's
not his fault.
No, but that's part of it. Like, take your team to the playoffs,
But
bro.
you can't you can't just take your team to the playoffs in baseball. It doesn't matter how good you
It
are.
happens.
No,
I would
one
argue
guy.
there are Indians teams and Guardians teams that have made the playoffs because Jose Ramirez was on the team, and if he wasn't, they wouldn't have.
I don't know about
I
that.
don't. I mean that.
He had
I don't know,
Lindor in
man.
16. He had
The
Kluber.
Angels never had any pitching.
Yeah.
I mean, they just.
Trout, I would not put Trout on the
Yeah,
list.
I'm
I
gonna
would
hold Trout.
absolutely
I
put Judge
still
on
don't
the
think
list.
there's any
How
way.
many-
Here's the difference. Again, in baseball, you can have a great series in your team.
Yeah.
And every great baseball player has had at least one bad playoff series.
Sure,
Which is not the case in basketball.
But Judge's career has been a bad postseason series.
But he's also still young.
Well, for now, he hasn't done
He's
it.
in the prime of his career.
Aaron Judge is 33.
Yeah.
I appreciate you calling someone 33 still young. So
No,
I agree with
he's
you.
getting older. He's older than you think.
But he's the best player in baseball this year.
He's hitting fourth.
Yeah,
what,
he's
430?
been bad in the playoffs. I give you that, but I still wouldn't put him on the list.
I would.
But fine. My pick of the guys you listed, I don't know how it's a case for anybody but Harden.
Oh, Harden's number one on my list.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be hard pressed to put anybody else over him.
But I also think he's just not like some guys. It's bad luck or whatever. I've never liked him as a competitor. I would never want to build my team around him.
No.
Mike Trout
Yeah.
has an .083 postseason batting average.
But how many games has he played? Not
One
a lot,
hit.
right?
Well, this is part of
Yeah.
my why I put him on this list.
Yeah.
With a hit, a homer, an RBI, and a run score in 3 games.
That's it.
So he was probably 1 for 12.
He made the
13.
playoffs once, the Angels.
Now, to me, who was the juggernaut in the AL West that kept the Angels with Pujols and Trout and Shohei out of the playoffs for all these years?
Yeah, but
He made one playoff series.
But what more could Mike Trout have done those years?
It's a good question. It's a
Yeah.
fair question. But my God, he had 2 of the other great players in the game alongside of him.
I know, but he just.
I mean, I guess it's more an indictment on the Angels front office.
It's an indictment on the Angels more than it's an indictment on Trout. But who are the other guys, Mike? Embiid, he's a bum. I mean.
We had the 6 names we were discussing.
Yeah.
Lamar, Judge, Shanahan, James Franklin, who can't beat any good teams.
Yeah.
James Harden and Embiid.
I mean,
Josh Allen. You got to put him on
Josh
that
Allen,
list.
that's a good one.
Yeah, Josh
That's a good
Allen
one.
is a good one.
So these are the names.
I-
if we were to order them, and you could add any more do you want, would Harden be number 1 for all of
Yes.
us? We're gonna
what's
make the
exact
top 5
question?
now.
Give me the exact question again.
We are going to make the list of 1 through 5.
Put Ricky
Yeah.
Fowler on there, too.
Okay, Ricky Fowler.
I know you guys don't love golf,
Yeah, I
but
don't
like
know
Ricky
anything about
Fowler's had a great career. He's a great
Yeah.
golfer. He hasn't won a major.
Can't win the big one. I mean.
Did Greg Norman ever win? He
Greg,
did, right?
Greg won eventually, but I think Greg always struggled at the Masters.
Yeah, I
He
think
had
he's,
some
I think he's
epic
got a
meltdowns.
majors.
I
though.
think,
he's
listen,
won a major.
you could put every quarterback in the NFL, not named Hurts and Mahomes on that list
Can
right
Joe
now.
Burrow win the big one? It's a question a lot of people are asking.
Well, he's only, 3 years into his career?
But, I mean, no, more than that, but Lamar and
4.
Josh Allen haven't played that long either. I mean, they've only played, one more year than Burrow, 2? So, I don't.
Michael Jordan put a lot of guys on the list that can't win the big one.
Yeah.
LeBron put a lot of guys on the list that can't win the. Patrick Mahomes has put a lot of guys on.
you're
A
right.
lot of it is the era that you're.
Yeah.
That's right.
And
I think James Harden is won by a lot.
I agree.
Okay, so we're
Clyde
gonna,
Drexler was on that list,
we're
right?
going to lock in the
Yeah.
UCSS top 5. So
Yeah.
number 1,
Okay.
James Harden. We
I
all
would
agree.
I would put Judge too on that
Oh,
list.
my
I
God.
would. His postseason numbers are dreadful.
Yeah.
They're he's not doing his job in the postseason. How can you argue that? For as great of a regular season player as he is, and he's the best in the game, his postseason numbers
just-
are atrocious.
Yeah,
I
he's
hear you,
my
but this-
number 2. I'm with you so far.
You-
Harden, and I'm putting. Are you putting Judge number 2?
Yeah.
well, hold on. I want to hear Bull's counter before
It's
we
just
get
that yes, he's been bad in the playoffs, but there are so many great. It's common for a great baseball player to be bad over stretches of time. It's just part of the sport. That doesn't happen in basketball.
Yeah, well, if it's every October, that's telling.
If it's fair to put Judge on it,
Yeah.
and don't strike me down with lightning here, is it fair to put Hosey on it
Hosey's
too?
not, if Hosey played in a bigger market, he would get destroyed for his
Greg
playoff
Maddux
odds.
wasn't a great postseason pitcher, if I remember correctly.
he was in 95.
But won it.
He did.
But he won
That's
it.
true.
So you can't put him on.
Yeah,
By the
yeah.
way, Greg Norman won the Open Championship twice.
Okay.
So let's put. I mean, I don't know. I'm not.
So we got 1 and 2 locked
on the
in.
list.
Majority vote, Harden 1, Aaron Judge 2. Now we're at the number 3.
I mean, we're talking. See, the Harden won an MVP. Judge's won MVPs. So there's like Hosey's never won an MVP. So there's
No.
Lamar's won 2 MVPs.
Lamar. So Lamar.
yeah, I
Has he won 2 or is it 1?
won.
Burrow's won one.
No,
right?
wait, he did win 2.
No,
He
Burrow's
last
not
year
won the
too.
Burrow
MVP.
didn't win? I thought he
Lamar's
won
won
one.
the MVP. Burrow's at least been to the championship, which
It's fair to put Lamar on that
the
list.
Bills and Ravens have not.
He's got 2 MVPs.
Yeah, I wouldn't put Burrow on there. Well, I don't know. I
Not
mean, he hasn't
yet.
won it, but
Not
he did.
yet. It's only been 4 years.
But he did make it to a Super Bowl.
And he's been
I would
injury-riddled.
Lamar, of those 3 quarterbacks, Lamar has played the worst in the playoffs of those 3 quarterbacks.
Oh, but you
by
just
a
got
lot.
done saying that doesn't matter about Aaron Judge.
I did not say it doesn't. You're comparing different sports.
Yes,
again.
I am. I'm
Well,
comparing
we have to.
elite athletes.
This isn't
And
apples to apples.
It's more of an indictment in the NBA because
There's only 5.
and plus great players almost never have bad series in the NBA. It's very rare.
You're
And
talking NFL, and I said baseball.
right. In football, it happens sometimes, not a ton. It's more in the middle, whereas baseball happens all
If
the
it
time.
was one series for Aaron Judge, I'd be with you. It's not. There's
Been
a
lot of
long
series.
track record
Yeah.
of failure with
and
him.
a lot of strikeouts and a lot of big moment failures. One of the things that I'm watching, I think I'm on game 3 right now
Yeah.
of that, and please watch it and
Yeah.
let me know what you think of it. That's this Apple Plus
Yeah.
World. They're movies each game,
Right.
And you kind of forget, over the off season some of the big moments, but man,
Right.
he's had some really big moment letdowns.
Yeah.
This is what you want as a Yankee fan. We're run down. It's in the 8th inning. We got 2 men on. Here he is. Strikeout.
What is his
No.
career OPS in the postseason, Mike Judge?
Aaron Judge, career postseason OPS is OPS. Career 768.
That's not terrible,
It's not awful.
Jason.
No, it's
Just
not.
the wise guy.
Number 2.
But he had, in his first postseason, in the wild card round, it's 1.217.
Oh, okay.
Second round, ALDS, 707. ALCS, 715.
You're seeing the trend.
World Series went up a little bit, 830.
He's got an 830
830.
World Series OPS.
Pretty damn good.
That's all-star.
2.
That's pretty good.
He's 2.
Yeah, so who's
when you
3?
take
What's
into
Jose
account-
Ramirez's
We
career
got
OPS
2
in
more
the
minutes.
playoffs?
Who's number 3?
I'll say Embiid.
Embiid's such a. I don't even think he's so bad. I wouldn't even put him in this conversation. That's how little I think of Joel Embiid.
I'll tell you somebody else. I hate to say this because it's an open whole can of worms. But if the Cavs don't win this year, we
Donovan
could put
Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell on
Donovan's
that.
never made a conference final.
Nope.
Who else is? Who do we have to pick from? Franklin.
Whoever, we have Ricky Fowler, Josh Allen, Embiid,
I find it
James
unfair
Franklin,
to put
Kyle
coaches on the
Shanahan.
list with
Kyle
players,
Shanahan.
but
Yeah, coaches. It's weird to
But
have on the
Franklin,
list.
man, what is he, like 1-11 against ranked teams or something insane
good.
like that? Top 5
Not,
teams.
not good at
isn't
all.
there a great hockey player? I don't know hockey well enough
Yeah,
that always
McDavid.
loses.
Well, he made the championship last year, lost in Game 7.
Oh.
But
Okay.
yeah, but you got. We're talking about guys
I don't know it
to
well
win
enough.
the title.
I didn't know well enough to add him in.
No, Connor McDavid is one of the elite players in the sport.
Mike, what's Jose Ramirez's career OPS in the playoffs?
768.
About the same as Judge.
Yeah.
Very similar.
All right, we got
Jose's
super
dead,
chats.
really.
We're going to leave. We got top 3 then.
Yeah.
That's good enough. We got a
It's
top
hard.
3.
I have to think about that more.
This is all. I mean, these were all active guys, right?
Yeah, just active.
Who-
It's-
Okay.
Chris
Did
Paul.
you say James
Because
Harden,
Clyde
Mike?
Drexler,
Karl Malone.
yeah, Karl Malone.
Yeah, James Harden
John
was the
Stockton.
prohibited
Was
favorite.
anybody arguing that Harden was not number 1?
I have a buddy who's a diehard Red Sox fan who was on the hill that Aaron Judge was number 1. And
Oh,
I have
really?
a buddy who's
He's
a Penn State
biased.
fan who was on the hill that James Franklin was number 1. But that's self-hatred more than anything else.
Yeah.
All right, super chats here. I don't know if I want to